Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be all about my experience with SmileDirectClub and my journey thus far. Before I go any further, as I do with any other brands that I am doing a partnership with, I want to be very transparent and upfront that this is a paid partnership. So I did get free treatment and I have been compensated for various posts and this video in particular. With that said, everything I am sharing with you guys is 100% my own opinions. I always stay true to that no matter what I'm doing. The one thing I will say, for example, if I'm working with something like skincare, I usually ask, can I try out the products prior to committing to a partnership? This was a little different because this is a journey of 5-6 months that I have to go on, and I did my due diligence and I talked to who I needed to talk to. I spoke with the SmileDirectClub team as well as other professionals that I trust, and I asked, I said, do you think that this is a good venture or journey for me to go on? And for my specific needs, it was something that I felt very comfortable embarking on. If you guys have any questions of your own, if you guys have any doubts, I recommend, highly recommend that you speak to a professional. You also speak to the SmileDirectClub team. There are so many people at your disposal that you can talk to. Now, I have to say there's a reason why this video has taken me quite some time. If you guys do follow me on Instagram, I actually posted a picture and some stories about 2 months ago, kind of going through my process with getting my impressions done. And I was met with a lot of feedback, a lot from very educated professionals that are dentists or orthodontists, which I think is totally fair. And even some people who were just curious about the process itself. And to that, I didn't just want to sweep that under the rug. Instead, I really wanted to gather and compile a lot of the questions that were being asked and take that to the SmileDirect team. So this video is going to be addressing some of those main questions, as well as giving you guys a sense of what my journey has been with SmileDirectClub thus far. So let's get straight into it. All right, so one of the big questions was around the bite and just how your smile is changing. And to that, they said that that's very true. That's even the case with braces, traditional braces. They do have a system where you're checking in with a professional every 90 days to keep you on track. And they also recommend that if you are feeling any discomfort, if you're feeling anything that you feel like you should be feeling, or you just have a question, to always reach out to customer support and make sure that you are getting those questions answered. Another big question that was asked was about who's overseeing this process? Is there a professional? What do they mean by professionals? Is it an actual doctor? And to that, I want to actually just make sure I'm reading this properly, but it's saying that every clear aligner treatment plan is prescribed and managed by a doctor. SmileDirectClub has a network of affiliated dentists or orthodontists that remotely manage every case. Now, we know that it's remote. It's not someone that's going to see you in person, and that is what keeps the cost of treatment down, because they're not paying for the in-office treatments, which is what we know, which is why services like this have become so popular, because you can do them in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go in for appointments. A certified remote dental team is available 7 days a week to provide support for any smile journey concerns, and you can escalate any pressing concerns to the dentist managing your plan. So all you have to do is ask about that. And SmileDirectClub's dentists or orthodontists have at least 4 years of experience, so that's important to remember, with clear aligners in a traditional office setting. As far as the plan that you're under right now, like, so for me, I have about a 5-6 month plan. Every treatment plan is overseen by a doctor from start to finish. So there are licensed professionals. More than 90% of them have practiced dentistry in traditional offices, as I mentioned before, and they are okay with the idea of managing cases remotely, which is what SmileDirectClub does. Again, I'm gonna reiterate this so many times, but you really need to do your own due diligence and research. For my case, which was a small gap that I see growing, I had traditional braces when I was in 9th grade, and I had them for 4 or 5 years. For me, this little gap is growing, and I noticed it. And instead of going to an orthodontist, I felt that this was the best course of action for me. And I say that, and I just say that like that because a lot of people on Instagram have been saying, like, you know, why are you doing this? I don't think that this is right. And I'm explaining why I have chosen to go with SmileDirectClub. Lastly, one of the questions that I got a lot was, what's the difference between SmileDirectClub and some of these other services that offer clear aligners? Now, the difference is that there are other smaller shops that do provide this, but one thing that I personally noticed is that not all of them provide an actual in-office or on-site location where you can go in and get the impressions, which you guys will see as I talk through my visit. I think was a game changer. Going on site and actually having the impressions done was, I think, a big reason as to why my experience thus far has been really, really positive. I just want to wrap up the Q&A saying I do hope that this clears up any questions or curiosity that you guys may have had, and I really do want to make sure that you guys are getting a full view of how partnerships work for me. It's not just something that I'm doing and like I'm promoting for the heck of it. I really did want to experience this. I really do want my gap to go away in the middle of my teeth. I feel like it's something that over the years I've noticed is growing and growing and growing. And so to address that, I'm actually partaking in this, and it's a real thing, and I want to make sure I'm giving you guys all of my real feedback, so that way it just helps you guys with some more insight if you guys are thinking about this. Okay, now let's get to the actual fun part. I'm gonna walk you guys through my experience with the on-site journey, so let's get straight to that. All right, guys, I am at SmileDirectClub today, and I came to a local office right near me in Manhattan Beach, and I'm going to get a line, because you see a little gap in my teeth? Getting that fixed. So let's go and see what this is all about and how easy it is, because I heard it's super easy, so let's see. All right, so we are gonna start the scanning process right now. It's very simple, it's right here. This is what's going to then allow us to have everything sent to the orthodontist, at which point I will find out what my routine's gonna be.
Okay, go ahead and open this. So I'm just gonna dry your teeth just like this, all the way around. If you need a break at any time, just let me know. It's gonna go all the way to the very back, and then you can also see on the screen, you can see your teeth. So here we're starting with the back, working all the way towards the front. Go. And turning, we are going all the way to the back area, making sure we capture as much as we can. We are almost done here. You can see here we're going on to the front. Gonna bring this right here by the gum line. Go ahead and close just a little bit. Good. Gonna go all the way to the back.
And this is in place of doing the impressions, which is like the putty.
The putty, and
which
you have to wait
and that's at home. So if you do the at-home kit, you have to do the impressions, mix it together, and then send that back.
Yes.
And when you do it at a location, you get this done, the scan, and you also forego the paying of the impression kit.
Yes. So this is your lower arch.
There we go.
So
that was so easy, because I've done those impression kits before for like whitening, and that was a lot easier. I love this scan thing too, because everything that's blue right here and red, right?
Yes.
Blue and red basically shows all the areas that were not captured, whereas if you were to do the at-home impressions, which I know sometimes is the only thing that people have options for, but if you were to do the at-home impressions, that would all have been missed, and so then you turn it in, and when you get it back, it may not fit you properly. Whereas this way, we can go back and scan all of that and make sure that is covered for the orthodontist when they get it. All right, so you guys know that I opted out of the at-home impression kit because I really felt like I wanted to go on site. I've done at-home impression kits for teeth whitening molds in the past, and they're great, but I just wanted to be super accurate. But if you guys do want to do the at-home impressions, you're going to get a little kit like this, and you're going to get molds. So you're gonna get like molds for both the top and bottom. You're gonna get some putty that you're going to put together, and then you basically put the putty in the mold, and then you just apply it up, and then when that's done, you mail it back in, and you will get your clear aligners based off of your mold and what the findings are. So there's that. Now let's talk about what you get in your actual box. This is what it looks like. You're gonna get this in the mail. It's this little cute purple thing. You're gonna get a bunch of pamphlets with some verbiage and just everything explaining, you know, what you should be doing, what you should be experiencing. You're gonna get this little tooth thing. It looks like a little, it's called like the thingamajiggy, but basically use this to really help take out your aligners. You're gonna get a little lip balm, your actual case where you're gonna wanna keep your aligners in as you're switching them out and wearing them. You will get a smile stretcher. Now this is interesting. It's this little guy right here. And you're gonna take a picture to show your teeth. I know that looks very attractive, but basically the last step of your impressions is to take a picture and send that back every 90 days, so that way the professionals can actually see how you're progressing. I have 5 months worth of aligners. So I opened week 1, and you'll see this right here, and I'll show you exactly what I sound like with it on and everything. There you go. So it's really tight, but they fit perfectly. If you were to ask me, like, do I feel like it's that different? I can tell that they're on, and I feel like I might have a little bit of a lisp. Again, I went to a location to get a scan, so like I don't feel anything as far as like nothing's poking me or hitting above my gums. Everything kind of snapped in perfectly. One other thing that you do get with this are these chewies. They're called chewies, but basically if you feel like your aligners are not fitting in properly, you press down on them and they help make sure that your aligners are actually pushed all the way in, and they actually do a great job. Hey guys, so I'm just doing a quick check-in. It has been about almost 1 week, so I have my trays on. It took me a few days to get used to. Say hi, Mila.
Hi.
My daughter's here. I will say that the first few days that I wore this, especially the first 2, I had a tendency to constantly, these are my little seed, you know, mommy has braces on.
Wait, you can see them?
Look, you can't even see them. I had a tendency to constantly like take them off, but once you get the hang of that, it's really easy. But it's just like anything, you have to be wanting to do this in order to make it work. I'm gonna show you guys this. The trays, I don't think I spoke to these, but I've had trays like this in the past. These are a little bit more thin. They're not as thick as like some of those plastic trays I've had for like whitening. So they are a little bit more, I don't know if they do that on purpose to make them a little bit more malleable and thinner, so that way you really can't tell and see. You know, I don't think anybody's been able to notice it. I also feel like my lisp that I had for the first 2 days is gone. And yeah, it's just getting that much more comfortable, so it's great. So now I'm gonna move on to the second week and go from there. But so far, so good. It's kind of just like a retainer. If you've ever worn retainers, you know, you can take them off if you need to. You want to take them off whenever you're going to be eating or drinking anything hot. You only really want to be drinking water with these on. Everything else you want to be taking them off for, and you keep them on overnight too. So technically you should be looking at around 20 to 22 hours of wearing these daily. Basically, it's really that simple. If you guys have any questions for me, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time, and that's it. Bye.